We begin with breaking news out of Alberta. A wildfire has now breached the town of Jasper, causing widespread damage. Multiple buildings have engulfed by flames, including the historic Maline Lodge. Officials say firefighters are working to save as many buildings as possible. We don't have specifics on how many homes and businesses have been destroyed, but the loss is said to be significant. A late-night update from Parks Canada says the situation was becoming too dangerous, forcing some crews to pull back.
There's a significant amount of structural fire smoke in the town of Jasper, and it is no longer safe to be there without a self-contained breathing apparatus. There are significant amounts of structural firefighters who remain in town and are actively fighting structural fires. There has been structural loss. At this point, I can't confirm how many locations or specific structures. The fire continues to burn. It is a very dynamic situation.
Linda Ward leads off our coverage this morning. Good morning, Linda.
Good morning.
What more do we know about where things stand with Jasper and the efforts to contain this wildfire?
Yeah, just a really rapidly changing situation that's really still evolving as we speak. And crews, putting everything they have to fight this fire, but really nothing seems to be big enough to kind of push it back. Fires from the north and from the south. Heavy equipment they've been using to build fire guards. We've got water bombers, helicopters, wildland firefighters, even a last-ditch effort to build a fire break to reroute the fire using controlled burns, all having to pull back for safety. There was nothing they could do, they say, to stop the spread of the fire into the town. And last night, the fire did enter the southern edge of this community. Around 8:30 last night, Parks Canada said that they had pulled their remaining wildland firefighters for safety.
The South Fire made a significant push driven by wind and very receptive fuels. There's very, very dry conditions in Jasper right now. The fire behavior was quite intense, starting at about around 1 o'clock. Fire crews were witnessing 300 to 400 foot flames, fully involved, continuous crown fire, and a fire spread rate of approximately 15 meters per minute. So the fire came into town very quickly.
The social media site for Jasper National Park says that there has been significant structural loss, but just what and how many structures have been lost, they are not yet saying. We know Fairmont's Jasper Park Lodge says that the fire has reached the hotel's grounds. The extent of damage there, we don't know. And we showed you that picture of Maline Lodge earlier. Significant damage you can see there, obviously. But we know that there are structural firefighters that are still in the town fighting fires. They're now focused, though, on protecting critical infrastructure, things like the wastewater treatment plant, the hospital, the fire hall, communications infrastructure, and working on structures where they really think that they may be able to save that structure. But they are calling out as well to other fire crews in the region for help.
Wow, just a dramatic situation, Linda. What are we hearing as far as federal and provincial responses to this fire?
Yeah, we have heard from the province. We have heard from the Prime Minister as well, and Harjit Sajjan saying that the federal government had approved a request from Alberta for assistance. Prime Minister Justin Trudeau taking to social media with this statement saying that they are mobilizing every necessary resource available. We've approved Alberta's request for federal assistance. We're deploying Canadian Forces resources, evacuation support, and more emergency wildfire resources to the province immediately. We're coordinating firefighting and airlift assistance, saying, Alberta, we're with you. We also heard from Premier Danielle Smith last night on social media with this statement.
I've been in constant contact over the last couple of days, not only with my team, but also reaching out to our federal counterparts, where we're working together with the City of Jasper, as well with Parks Canada and our own Alberta Emergency Management Agency. And we're going to do everything we can to put this fire out.
And she says that her government will have more to say on this today.
What about the evacuees, Linda? Many have been on the move for days trying to find safe accommodations. What are we hearing from them?
Sure, yeah, a huge effort to move everybody out of this town. It's about 25,000 people, 20,000 visitors and 5,000 residents, park rangers as well in helicopters just trying to get people off of the back trails. We've heard that evacuation has been complete, but for the people who've had to leave this community, it has not been an easy go. They've been told to head west and essentially kind of take a big U-turn coming back into Calgary, Edmonton, Grand Prairie, trying to find a place to stay. But we've heard reports of people being turned away and sleeping in their cars as well. Take a listen to this evacuee who made it to an evacuation center in Calgary, was turned away, told to come back this morning, then saw pictures of a church with a fire behind it, knowing that his house was in that area.
I pretty much know that my house is burned. Like, that's it's not going to be anything to go back to. So, I mean, everything that's really important is here. Like, everything that can't be replaced is here. The people are here. So, I mean, can't really do anything about what's happening other than, you know, try to be grateful that we made it out.
So a difficult exit from that town, and then even more difficult knowing that there may not be anything for some to go back to.
Oh my goodness, it's such a scary situation. And of course, we are hoping for the best for everybody on the ground there and as well as for the evacuees. Thank you so much, Linda.
You're welcome.